get closer together so I can fit. We live, son. We live.
Living body.
Alright, so see the frame, man. Alright, Shalom. We like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. That's first and foremost, as always. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai is the reason why we're doing this thing. Without the spirit flowing throughout the earth, we wouldn't have the mindset to want to keep teaching this word. We wouldn't have the fervor to teach this word. So we always want to give praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai first in all we do. All right. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well. And also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the elect. All right, so we don't have a topic. We try to with this live show, we try to try not to put the topic in a box, because you bounce around, you get into different types of things, you get into different topics. So we just say various topics, and we're gonna let the spirit guide us in a way that it does. The water for you brothers who watch. Hopefully, you litter that comment board up a little bit so we can get some more scriptures involved. But without further ado, we'll get started. So today is what's today, the 16th? Saturday the 16th, December 16th. And just yesterday, I believe it was, no, not yesterday, but Thursday, they just passed into law something that will remove net neutrality. I don't know if y'all saw the show I did. But what basically what net neutrality is, it is a regulation on different internet providers, and what it does is it doesn't allow internet providers to discriminate against companies that other internet providers own. So for instance, if we have Verizon and Comcast, and Verizon owns a couple of companies and Comcast owns a couple of companies, and both of those companies do similar things like streaming videos. Like I think Google owns YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a Verizon company. No, it's a Comcast company, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. But then that would say that Comcast, being the company that owns a streaming service of their own, can slow down the speed if you try to use those other things. But that's on the face, right? But underneath all of that business talk, right? Underneath all of that competitive Comcast versus Verizon versus Sprint versus AT&T, whatever internet provider you may have, underneath all of that, there is a something that people need to take into consideration, because we put our content on the internet, right? Give me what's that? Matthew 24:13, the bar. The scriptures talk about this word going out into all the world, right? It talks about when you read Psalms the 19th chapter, it talks about that line that goeth out. That's talking about the internet. So this is our primary source of getting the word out. Now we do go out on the highways and byways, and there are enough camps for the Lord. The Lord set us up in strategic places. Here in Boston, we get people from countries all over the world that pass by our camp. You know what I'm saying? So there is no it's not a secret, So even though we do put it on the internet, people can still walk by and see these different camps. At Los Angeles is another kind of city that way, where there's people from all types of countries, tourists. Dallas, the same thing. New York City, of course, the spiritual Jerusalem. That is another hub for all these different countries and people who are tourists to come visit. So the whole world has heard this word one way or another, but the primary source was that internet. What you got?
We get this real quick. This is Psalm. I'm going to start at 1. Yep. Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day utter his speech.
Right, day unto day utter his speech, and that we are the Lord's mouthpiece. We are the lips of the Lord, and we are the way that the Lord communicates down here on the earth. You got all these people looking for this spiritual floating lotus flower or whatever, you know, to a cloud of smoke to rain down over the heavens, but you're not gonna get that.
Or even the Edomite.
Right, or even an Edomite that they're looking for, right? But you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get simple men who have their own flaws, who have their own lives that they live, but the Lord has put the Spirit on them to be able to communicate to the world the things that He wants communicated, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
Right, and night unto night showeth knowledge. So day unto day, night unto night, meaning 24/7.
Right.
This word is going out. The internet don't have no clock. You remember? You might remember, but this brother might not remember. There was a time where after a certain hour, TV would cut off, and it would be that singing sound all the whole night. You wake up to that singing sound because TV didn't stay on all night, but the internet, on the contrary, stays on all night. You can wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and turn the internet on. Either put content on the internet or receive content from the internet. Upload, download. That is due to the internet, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yep.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Right. There's no speech or language where their voice is not heard. You got brothers in Holland. You got brothers in Australia. You got brothers in South Africa, all kinds of parts of Africa. They speak different languages. Guatemala, right? Hawaii, right? You got brothers here in the States that speak different languages that can get this word out.
What they call it, patois in Jamaica.
Yep, patois. Yep. So this word is going out not only in English, right? It's going out in all kinds of language, and the scriptures tell us not to forbid to speak with tongues, right?
Right.
So that's a part of it. You know. Go ahead.
Knock it down, bro. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Right.
Their line is gone through all the earth.
Right. Their line is gone through all the earth. Right.
Like bro. Their line is gone out through all the earth.
So that line being those optics, right, which is how the internet runs, fiber optics or Vios or whatever it is.
American Online.
Yeah. You see. So you right now. We got this we got the video on right now as we speak. Somebody from another country can turn this on right now, even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning where they are, if it's 5 o'clock in the morning where they are, right, across the country in another time zone, right. They right now they can turn the internet on and see this word being broadcast out into the world, and that's genius, man. You can't tell me that idea isn't from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua or the Most High. You can't tell me that, man. That's imagine that. You had this guy Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the phone. That thought came from him saying, "I want to talk to somebody that's not here with me right now." Eddie Griffin told a joke about that. He said, "I want to talk to somebody that ain't even here." That dude, he had to have been on coke. That's what Eddie Griffin's joke was. But that wasn't coke. That was the spirit of the Lord being put in that man, because through the phone, that was how the internet started to develop. It used to be dial-up. You used to have a phone line to get the internet. So that was the spirit of the Lord putting that on Alexander Graham Bell to create or develop this idea of a phone or a phone line, right? Go ahead.
Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their word to the ends of the world.
Right, and their word to the ends of the world, right? So right now, the mouthpiece of the Lord is going out, man. That we are the, like the scriptures say, cry aloud, spare not. We are the, what's that horn that people use?
Trumpet?
Nah. It's like it's a megaphone. That you speak through, it amplifies your voice.
Right. There's name for it.
Yeah, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But that's what we are, man. That's what we are. We are that instrument, and the Lord is speaking to the world, because the scriptures say this, that before the things spring forth, He tells you, right? And how does He do that? The Lord don't come down here. He don't deal with the earth right now.
Through His men.
He does it through His men.
Always through His men.
You see? So right now, the word is going out. The word is being broadcast, and it is by the Spirit of the Heavenly Father that's raining down here. Go ahead.
And the word to the end of the world. In them have He set a tabernacle for the sun. That's it.
Yeah, right. So give me that in Matthew.
Matthew's 24:13.
Yep.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right. Go ahead.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
Yep.
And then shall the end come.
And it's morning too.
All right, so we'll get back to it.
Yeah, okay.
So the scripture says that this word shall be preached into all the world, and that's happening, man. And that's happening. And our main source, whether it be YouTube, at a time it was Daily Motion. We did Daily Motion for a little while. Daily Motion was a little behind the 8 ball as far as technology goes, because you can only upload one video at a time, whereas YouTube, you can do group uploads where you upload in 10 videos at once, right? So they were a little bit behind, but for a time we were on Daily Motion as well, right? There's more on that one though. You said,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Let me finish this one more. Verse 5, which has a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the ends of the heavens, and his circuit unto the ends of it.
Right, and the circuit is unto the ends of it. You see, so this is talking about the internet, man.
Right.
So, you got people that might not believe that, but things. We said this once before, but I'm gonna say it again. Things that have such significance in this time, you can't tell me that they weren't prophesied about in the scriptures.
Right.
Like, you can't tell me America wasn't prophesied about in the scriptures. You can't tell me that the internet wasn't prophesied in the scriptures. You can't tell me that Alexander the Great wasn't prophesied. Antiochus. The scriptures mention these people because they were going to be significant in the changes that happened throughout history, right? And the internet is the same way. The internet was, at the time of its inception, was something that the world had never seen before. What you mean? What's the internet? And anybody can get it like that. Right. Imagine that. Just think of it. It's like a super center on a computer.
Right.
You can get anything on the internet.
It talks about the circuit, and you can't talk about electricity or 9X or the telephone or internet without a circuit board. You know, you need that circuit board, and that's what goes forth throughout the whole ends of the earth. So it's proof that this book is alive. It's living water.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. And shame on you to think that the Heavenly Father ain't up on shit. If you say that the internet is not prophesied about in the scriptures, that means you think the Lord don't know what He's doing. You can't call the Lord omnipotent and then say, he ain't prophesied about the internet. Right. That means He didn't know that this was gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, the scripture said there's nothing new.
That's right. That's right. Matter of fact, there was I was reading something where they were saying that this whole idea that Tesla had for wireless electricity, that was a old concept that he found, and he just kind of revamped it and brought it back to the attention of the people. Like, this, we can use this technology instead of spending so much money on electricity through current and wires. We can make it wireless. But that was an old concept. It wasn't something that Tesla came up with by himself. And again, I'm speculating because I don't remember the article specifically, but it has to be because the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun.
I say it a lot. They got like Bluetooth technology, but that's just simply prayer.
Right. Absolutely.
You can pray in your mind, and then that message is going to vibrate to the Heavenly Father, but there's no actual line through it. Just like when you have Bluetooth technology, you could have your phone connected to some speakers. There's no line going through the speaker, but it's invisible, so that the scripture says there's nothing new underneath the sun. Even that is nothing new to the Most High. If you check this guy out, KT the Arch Degree, he's on YouTube. He's into that. He's part of that Black consciousness community, but he does a lecture on photosynthesis, right? And in the lecture, he talked about how plants on every second is producing electricity. Every second. Your human body. What is in your body? Iron and copper, right? How does your carburetor work? Right. Iron and copper.
That's when
constantly spinning.
Right. When they're gonna resuscitate a person, they
put that electricity through it, right?
Clear.
Right. Matter of fact, if you touch a socket, when you feel the current go through your body, how can the current flow through your body if your body is not a conductor?
Right. Yeah, it is. Put on we did rubber boots
or ESD shoes. Right. Yep.
Because if you
we're all electricity. So these concepts aren't new.
Right.
This is not a new thing. The Lord had been on this. How you think? I'm sorry, bro. How you think the angels fly the chariots? They don't. There's no steering wheel. There's no chassis.
Yeah.
There's no axle. You know what I mean?
The scriptures say with their spirit, and your spirit is energy.
Yep.
And that energy is that electric waves that moves the chariot. It connects. It powers things. It connects things. So.
We're gonna say we were made from water. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Water is one of the best conductors you could possibly find. So your whole intake is water.
There's nothing on this earth that is not in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same thing that plastic is made out of is you can find it in the human body. Right? I mean, I'm getting ready to get in because I like getting into this type of shit. So I don't want to get carried away. Yeah. And if I just want to say this one last thing, it's my favorite thing to talk about with all this type of science type stuff. But when you look at you can take a pile of dirt, right, and you can dig a hole and make a pile of dirt, and you leave that dirt alone, and it's gonna grow vegetation that you can eat. So that means that all the vitamins and nutrients is in that pile of dirt, and you don't need to do nothing to it.
Right.
Imagine that.
It's organisms.
Right. So it's just likewise. Those things are the vegetation that grows out of that pile of dirt is electrical. So this whole concept, the idea of the transfer of oxygen and carbon through plants, right? That transfer, that's a wireless transfer. We don't have to connect to a tree to breathe in oxygen, and the tree don't have to connect to us to get the carbon dioxide that comes out of us.
Right, like photosynthesis.
Right, photosynthesis. That's a wireless concept. Right. So it's nothing new under the sun. So the scriptures talk about the internet, man, and you got to believe that. You got to a lot of this stuff. You just got to believe it.
Right.
You got to believe it. You can, if you get deep enough into it, there's an explanation, right? But for the most part, you'll kill yourself trying to explain a lot of this stuff. You just gotta believe it, man.
The vitamins that your body receives from sun rays.
Yep.
Another wireless.
Yep.
It's something you need faith to.
Yep.
It's something you can't see, but
yep.
you believe
yep.
that you need oxygen. You really can't see it, but it's something you know. If you hold your breath, you're gonna die.
Right.
You hold your breath too long, you without oxygen, you're gonna die. You can't see the oxygen, but you know it's something that you need to survive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You got something you want to say?
You're gonna finish? I had a precept.
No,
this is what we were talking before about still on the net neutrality.
Yeah, I'm still on it. I'm still on it.
That's too.
Yeah, I'm in it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Alright, well, is Isaiah 55 and 11. I actually wanted to go from the 8 because we were mentioning how.
Go ahead, bro.
8, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit 8.
Do you think?
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways.
Right. So the Heavenly Father's thoughts and ways are above ours.
Right.
The things that we're just finding out about these things. Right. This to us it's new, but imagine if it's new to us and we could find it, we had the capacity to find it. Right. That means the Lord been knew about it, man. Right. He made it.
The ancient. He's the ancient.
That's right. He is. The
existence.
Right. He's in that phone that's recording us. Right. He's in these walls. Right. He's in the floors.
Right.
That's just the truth. Go ahead, bro.
So are my ways higher than your ways.
That's right.
And my thoughts than your thoughts.
That's right.
So if I may add,
you know,
all these scientists, with all their scientific knowledge, in reality is the knowledge of the Lord.
Absolutely.
Because the Lord was the one that bestowed that knowledge so that His word can go forth, and we're gonna read it.
Absolutely. The scriptures say, "For I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire."
And I can add too, that knowledge is on the left hand or on the right hand.
Absolutely.
Because it's all for a purpose. Right. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. For His purpose. So it says, "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that he may give seed to the sower."
It's that photosynthesis we were talking about.
And bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right. So in other words, everything that has a purpose, my word is the same way.
Right.
Like water has a purpose to grow the vegetation, my word has a purpose. So the things that the Lord says, they're not going to go out void, man. Right. So taking it back to where we started with this net neutrality, right? So at the face level, it's company to company competition, but what it really is a way to regulate the things that are going on the internet, right? Mainly the men of the Lord, mainly GMS specifically. We're the ones. Yeah, hold on a second, bro. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you get off. We're the ones that's putting the word out there on the internet. We're the ones that's doing that, right? So now they had to come up with a way to regulate it because the internet is a free space. Anybody can put anything on there. Right. So now, if let's say if the company decides, I don't want this content on my if I'm your provider, your internet provider, I don't want you putting this content up. They could slow down the speeds for you, and you can't even get shit up. Imagine that. Go ahead, bro.
The what says who's gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
So from 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
Right. So everything that the Heavenly Father has us prophesy about, everything that He spoke before it happened, it is gonna happen, man.
Right.
Everything that He spoke in the beginning is gonna happen.
Right. And
everything.
And the internet, you know, it was a tool created by the Lord for this word to go forth. So even if you cut the internet, the Lord's purpose was accomplished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't upset the Lord's purpose. It's impossible.
Even if you cut the internet, it's still prophecy being fulfilled. The scripture talk about.
Right. That's right. And that's
you want me to read that real quick?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. This is
Amos
chapter 8, verse 11.
Yep.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Right, and this is the start of that. This is the what I want to say. Genesis, the precipice of the famine of that word, man. This is the beginning of it, man. We are now gonna start feeling discomfort, because the internet is a comfort in some ways, right? Because now people that think that you don't have to go on the highways and byways, where they gonna go to do the work of the Lord?
Right.
Now you don't have that crutch.
Right.
Now that you don't have that, you know, that walker for support, now you're gonna actually have to do some work. Now you're gonna actually have to do something, right? So the internet is a comfort in ways. So now we're gonna start feeling uncomfortable, man.
At the same time, it's a beautiful thing because we know that the elect is that much closer to being sealed.
Right.
The Heavenly Father's not gonna do these things. That's when things are gonna start to get rolling fast. So when these things do happen, we know that we're that much closer to getting the hell out of here because the elect is sealed. Just like how it talks about the angels holding the four winds back.
Right.
We know that this war is not gonna happen until the elect is sealed. So once it pops out fully, we know that the elect is sealed, and we're just that much closer to getting out of here. We know that our work has been done. Because our job is to do what? Is this ministry is to teach this word. And once the Heavenly Father pulls that plug from that, then that means that number that He's been longing for is sealed up.
That's right. So this is actually the good time to start, you know, being more fervent because, you know, the scriptures do say that the days shall be shortened. You know what I'm saying? This is part of shortening the coming. You know, with the internet going out. You know what I'm saying? You have to bring it all out now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that you can show your work to the Lord, because the Lord is gonna ask you what you do. You know what I'm saying? What did you do with those talents? And then what you're gonna say if you didn't do no work and the thing got cut off?
That's the spirit too, because the spirit's been on Elder Apostle Tahara to push brothers to do more and more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the reason why, because the more closer we get to the end, more heavy this thing gets, the more heavy the demons get, and the more we gotta push this word. So it goes all hand in hand, man.
That's right.
As Esau is paying attention to the work. We was talking about this earlier, that the work that brothers are putting out, brothers are going hard, man.
Yeah.
The spirit is getting heavier and heavier, and Esau is paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
Man. He's gonna want to put a stop to this.
Yeah. And I want to say this too about that, because you know you had Elder Apostle Tahar, he put the order out to do more, right? You know, he said 3, but you know, do as much as the Spirit endows upon you, right? But I want to say something about that because, you know, the elders have been disrespected in the last, 5 years or so. Have been, one of the trendy things to disrespect the elder apostles, right? But you name me one leader in history, right? I'll say in modern history. I'm including the Martin Luther Kings of the world, the Malcolm X's of the world, and so forth and so on. You name me one leader in history that has been on the people that follow him to do the same thing as him. There was no let me get up on this podium and let me be in awe of this man and you just listen to me and what I'm saying. No, go out there and do the work and not it be about him.
That's true, bro.
And it not be about him. Think about no one in modern history. You can go back to Yahushua, right? But I'm saying in modern history, in our time, since this last generation has come into play, you have never seen a man that was about don't sit here and look at me doing the work. You do the work too.
Yeah, you won't find that.
You're not gonna find it.
You'll find the opposite. You'll find guys that tell you, we're trained professionals, or don't try this at home,
right,
and shit like that.
Right.
The other apostles encourage you to do the work.
Not only that.
And I know me personally. I thought it was a dummy. That's why I was like it.
Yeah, that's all right,
I know me personally. I get lazy a lot. That's just the type of person I am. I don't know what it is. I try to fight it, and I for the most part do.
Man, you both.
But I need somebody like Elder Apostle Zahar in my life. I need people like Adama in my life to hey, come on, bro, what are you doing?
Right, because the scriptures say they watch over our soul.
Right, that's right.
So when you push somebody like that, they're thinking about your salvation.
That's right.
Sometimes more than you are.
Right, and I feel like if he didn't put out that order, I would just do just enough.
Be complacent.
I would be complacent, and there would be no growth. So you for those of you disrespecting the elder apostle, y'all look crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's the reason why the Most High set forth leaders too.
Mm-hmm.
He made Moses the lead for a reason. Moses gave the law.
That's right.
To be an example of a standard of how to live. And then
right.
Joshua, then Paul said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Yahweh Shai." So and continued on. Peter being a rock, the Lord and Savior being a living example.
Yeah. He
set forth leaders to lead the way and to lead the people. You're not just a leader just because you big and bad or you beat yourself on the chest.
Right.
You have a following that you want people to follow you as an example.
Right.
Like these brothers, the elders of the Dharma and Moss, they're examples to us. They're not just leaders, but they're showing us by way of examples. So that's the way you're supposed to be.
But they're not being hypocrites in what they do.
Exactly.
The Apostle Tahar, like all the time, a show be ringing on my phone day in and day out, constantly.
He's constantly doing the work.
Constantly doing work.
His work shows for itself.
Exactly.
That's right. And ain't no sprinkles and glitter and it's just raw, man.
Right.
It's just raw. It's just the word, man. He's teaching the word. Keeping us aware, keeping us sharp. And imagine that we not with him. We're not with him every day. There are some men who are fortunate to be around him, but we're not with him every day. And still, the spirit is on him heavy enough to influence thousands of men, man.
Hey, that's how it was in the ancient world. Paul would be in Greece, in Greece or Corinth,
right.
And his spirit would be heavy down in wherever, Syria or in Jerusalem or whatnot. So that's the spirit,
Got a quick precept. Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
That's right. That's right. That's we all do that, man. We all do that, and sometimes it might there's two sides. Sometimes you might feel like a brother's being too hard on you, and then the person who's administering the rebuke, so to speak, might feel like he's being too hard on the person that he's talking to. But it's all for the betterment of the nation, man.
They call it checks and balances.
That's absolutely right. You gotta. There's a house being built, and you gotta make sure that the house is perfected, man. So get me Psalms 83:3.
I got it.
Because we're talking about them cutting this internet, right? We're talking about that, and this is another part of the plan, man. To silence the apostles from putting his word out, man.
Psalms chapter 83 verse 3.
Yeah.
They have taken crafty counsel against my people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Right, so that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. So they don't want this word going out, man. This word going out is against all their plans that they've ever had.
That's right, brother.
Now, like I said, it was a story that one of the elder apostles told me, But you know, the guy in the limo got out and was like, "How did you, you know, in other words, how you motherfuckers find out about this shit? How did you figure this out?" There was millions of dollars put into Israel, probably billions of dollars put into Israel not remembering who they were. You know, that's the worst thing for their enterprise, is for us to remember
they knew
who we are. That's right. It's the worst thing for them, for us to remember who we are.
It's just having the average Edomite, you know what I mean, the average peon know that we're the children of Israel, and that this whole time they've been oppressing God's chosen people, because they so-called hold dear to this Bible, you know. So they know about this Bible. The only problem is their perception of who's who in the scriptures. Right. They believing that them so-called Jews are the Most High chosen people. They're justified by what they do to us, because in they brains we're Hamites, and the scripture talk about Ham being a servant. So you know they're justified. But once it comes out that, oh wait a minute, we've been oppressing the children of Israel this long, the Most High chosen people, their whole attitude would change immediately. You know. That's
what keeps them in a pedestal. You know, that feeling of that sense of being higher than us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
explain, yeah.
So like, you know, Esau, you know, you see the average peon, you know, as they're growing up, they immediately, you know, by their parents, they're immediately being taught that, you know, you gotta look down upon a nigga because you're higher than them, right? Because you know,
that vibration is important.
Right, because they think since they're white, you know, they think that, you know, they're clean, they're pure, you know, and we're black, so we're outside the law, when in reality it's the vice versa. That's how you know that Esau is a devil, man.
Right, on both sides. You grow up thinking you're a Hamite. You know? Ain't no confidence in that shit. There's no culture in that shit. You know.
You hate your skin. You hate your hair. You hate your. That's what better way than you be. What better way to be on top of people than have them thinking that they're inferior? Because the moment you think you're inferior, you can't fight, man. Right. You'll never get that motivation to fight if you're mentally destroyed. If you mentally think that you can't overcome somebody. You know what I mean? But the moment that you know you can overcome somebody, that's the moment that you make that step. You know,
you get your heritage back. It's
right.
A whole
then
different
it's
ballgame.
right.
Your hair is now
beautiful.
I got hair like Yahweh, you know.
Right.
Your culture, your heritage, your skin color. Oh, I got melanin in my skin.
And
everything
then
changes.
When you look at Esau, he got a dog's hair. You know what I'm saying? You wear a dog's hair and it stands up. You know what I'm saying? Just like Esau. Yeah. Every animal under this earth, I always say this, every animal under this earth got Esau's hair. The eagle, the dog, the only animal that you could say is a sheep, but that's symbolic in its way, because we you know, the sheep is symbolic of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But every other animal under this planet got Esau's hair, man. You know, he's an animal. The scriptures describe him as a beast.
A beast, as a snake in the garden, you know.
Right. Yeah. And again, us coming into this truth now exposes that, man. Us coming into the understanding of what our nationality is and who we are as a people. Now that lie can't be perpetuated.
Right.
You can't push that lie out, because now there's men that are teaching contrary to it. So can we read that? Did we read it yet? Psalms 83?
Yeah, we read it. Read it again. This is Psalms chapter 83, verse 3.
Yeah.
It says they have taken crafty counsel against my people and consulted against our hidden ones.
Right, and that's a part of it, man. This whole net neutrality is nothing, or the removal the removal of the regulations that net neutrality brought forth is nothing more than to silence the men of the Lord, man. To put a taper on this word going out there. So what I want to say is, get your minds together, man. Get your minds right. Because right after they silence us, now they can say whatever they want to say about us, because we can't come out and defend it. You know, if they silence us, so you can say whatever you want to say, right? But you know what? I'll say this. Go ahead and do it. Hurry up and do it. You know. No, it's all good. If you can see what those comments say.
Yeah.
Because there's comments on there. I can't see it from here.
Verse 4. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation."
Right.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together.
Right.
With one consent.
Right.
They are confederate against.
Right. Because they can't physically muzzle us, because what it will do is it would make people pay attention to, well, why they fucking with them? If it's not true, why are you spending so much energy on silencing them physically?
Right.
So now you do it through this back doorway by taking down our main source of putting the word out, you know.
And they always done that. If you go back to the ancient world, even with Yahweh Shai was on the scene, or when the apostles was doing their ministry, anytime they came for the apostles was always back door, so that the people wouldn't see, because the people believed. People would start to believe, and they know that them coming after us, even more people will believe. Right. So when they went to go get Yahweh Shai, they made sure it was in the dark, you know, where nobody was seeing it. And when they went to get the apostles, they went, even when the Pharisees plotted on the apostles, they said, look, we gotta plot on them without the people knowing, because the people believe, and if we go after them, even more people are gonna follow after them by that.
And you even had times where the Pharisees would be like, now if we tell them that this is the thing, then the people are gonna believe it.
Right.
And then we tell them that this is the thing, the people are gonna want to kill us. You know, so let's keep this on them.
Right.
You know, same thing
always
with
in the dark.
So like I think you just said it with Peter and John, when they got locked up for teaching in the name of the Lord, they took them away from the city and beat them down. When y'all go back down, they don't teach in the name of the Lord. They didn't do it in front of the people. They took them off to the side and beat them down, man. But you know, the Peter and John thought it a blessed thing to be able to be beat for the name of the Lord.
Right.
You know.
So
this is nothing more than a backdoor way to silence the apostles. That way people can. If we say, "Oh, they're doing it to silence us," oh no, it's really a competitive thing between companies, and you know you got all of that hoopla to cover up what's happening here, and what it is. Look, I say this all the time, man, and I'm gonna say it again. Everything that happens on this earth is in destruction of these people. Everything. From TV to radio to music to the idols that they put in front of children for them to look at, basketball, football, Donald Trump, everything that goes on in this earth is to keep these people from remembering who they are.
And it bleeds down to the lower peon.
No matter
what,
they're just casualties.
Right. No matter what Jake do, you got some Edomite troll that's always worried about what Jake doing, man.
Right.
Always. No matter what it is. One day I was watching the basketball game, and there was an Edomite that just kept typing nigger. I'm sitting there like, this is a damn demon. Yeah. You ain't got nothing better to do. Go get some ass. Or, it's a Friday. Go have some drinks or whatever. He's on the internet.
Go get a hot dog or something.
Yeah,
man.
he's on. Literally, you type nigger like 10,000 times, man, and then you guys are just so infatuated with Jacob, man. It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's the top echelon, and it's done trickled down to just the regular peons that are. It's like a crazy obsession that you got with Jake, man. You can't get over it. Going back to that blessing, though,
Hey, that's how you know the medicine is working, because when the medicine, when they start to take down this internet, they how should I say that? They scared of the healment of this people, of the Israelites. That's why they're taking it down. Right. Because you can't know that a medicine works until it burns, man. So being that said, them taking it down is just to prove that what we're doing is actually working, man.
That's right. This is the remedy.
Yeah, this is exactly.
This is a scripture from the brother Justice for Judah.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 8.
Okay.
It says, "He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whosoever breaketh an edge, a serpent shall bite him." So that pit that Esau is trying to dig for us, man, is only going to backfire on him. Because going back to what we said, what the Paul said you can't do nothing against it, but for it. So even when you're trying to come up against us, you're trying to silence us, you're giving us a voice, you're giving us a platform, you're giving us something to say. See, look, if this is so fake, if it's so false, why are you bothering us? Why are you bothering us? So Esau in his ways of trying to come after us, like this brother always brings out in the ancient world, when they started killing the so-called Christians and killing the apostles, it brought light to what was going on, and even more people started coming into this word. So,
Yeah, well said, and that's what this whole thing is about, man. Because though it's not mainstream yet, right? And I say yet fervently, though it's not mainstream, this word is making noise, man.
Yeah.
This truth is making noise. Because of this truth, a lot of things have happened, man. I mean, look, think about since 2008 or 2007 even, all the things that have happened. You know, as far as prophecy, as far as things moving. Like, we went from being spectators and fans of a YouTube channel to being built into a nation, man. Imagine that. We were spectators. We were just guys who, when I first started watching,
and we're dead bodies.
Absolutely. When I started watching YouTube and I watched the Elder Apostles, I didn't see it as something I would do. When I first started, I was like, man, I knew it made me feel good. I knew I liked it, but I was just a spectator. I didn't know I was going to take part in this truth and it become in my life what it is today, right? So we went from being spectators like that to now we're being built into a nation,
right,
man.
The scripture say,
that's amazing.
Hearers of the word.
Yeah.
A hearer that got turned into a doer.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's amazing, man.
Hey, the scripture say, they built the army underneath Esau's nose, basically, man. So,
right.
So what's being built is something, like you said, it's more amazing than what you think it is.
Right.
Starting with the internet. This
right.
is a whole army,
right.
144,000
right.
elect men. This is a big deal. If you think it's not, you're crazy.
Right. And that's why I made the point that we're not with Elder Apostle Tahar. That's important because it just goes to show how the spirit is moving through. Because, you know, when you're with a man, it has more of an impact because you're with him and you see him, right? And you can feel him, you can touch him. But in this case, we don't see him. We listen to his videos and then the orders go out and look how organized it is.
Yeah.
And look how much whittling has been done within GMS, you know, so that we can make sure that all the bad apples have been taken out. You see? That's not amazing to you, something is wrong with you, man.
Hey,
this truth is amazing. What you got?
That's the definition of the spirit, you know, that wind, that let me get it real quick. The breath, this is phenomena. The definition, the Strong's G 4151 phenomena, which is the spirit, the wind, the breath. You know what I'm saying?
Can I see the word?
Yeah.
Pneuma.
Pneuma.
Yeah.
Pneuma, slacky, brother.
Yeah. Like when you have like at work, a lot of the machines that we run are pneumatic, right? Which means they run by air and pistons. You know. Yep. So that's what it is, man.
Yeah, that spirit.
The spirit of the Lord. Yep. The spirit of the Lord is going out throughout the world, and brothers are waking up because of it, man. You know. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles, last,
right,
as it were appointed unto death,
right.
For we are made a spectacle unto the world,
right. And that this really, the depths of this haven't happened yet. Being made a spectacle unto the world. Right now it's still like underground hip hop almost, you know. But when it's made mainstream and they realize that they can't silence us, they're gonna have to do something, man. They're gonna have to do something because you can't continue to lie, and the people that are telling the truth, the antithesis to your lie, won't allow you for your lie to flourish. You know, so they have to do something.
Right.
This is just the start of it. This is the backdoor option, right? Because we don't want to cause a stir. If we bother them, then people are gonna realize that they are more important than they are. And we don't want them to think that. And so now this is the backdoor way. Let's regulate the internet. And they've been trying to do this. They've been trying to do this since 2009, I think. They started talking about regulating what was going on in the internet. And now they found a way to do it, man.
Also, this, if I may, this is how we know that the apostles of GMS were appointed men by the Lord, because it's the first time that a movement has been moved out, starting at a point and has grown.
They call it grassroots.
Right, like that. Because if you look at the other movement, like the Black Panthers, you had the young lords.
They were mainstream.
Right. All those guys. Right. They were
not only were they mainstream, they never went global.
They were. They all started speaking out in masses and masses. This is just.
Right. And you know, if Esau is putting something on TV, and there's no legitimacy to it.
Exactly.
Well, that's a great point, bro.
But yeah, exactly. That's a great point. For something so small to start and just it got let to start. You know, these other guys had to go and rally people here, rally people and everybody, and then they created the movement this way. The other apostles, it was just took a few men that were left from the old school. They got left in the internet, and they just planted a little seed, and that little seed got.
Great point,
and
bro.
it just
that is a phenomenal.
So this is how we know that the elders were set up last, man. This is what convinces us, man. This is
that is a good point, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Farrakhan got a spot on CNN. The Black Panthers were all over the news. Everybody knows about those guys.
I watched the documentary on the Black Panthers, and the Black Panther movement, it's like how like the Bloods and Crips that started in Cali. That was a California thing. So was the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers was a California thing, and it spread throughout the country because it was being put on the news.
Right.
We weren't put on the news.
No.
Right. Because so that just goes to show again, like you made the point. That's a great point. And that when Esau's putting something on TV, you gotta what?
That's when we talk about the false flags.
Right.
You know, it's a false flag.
Right.
Esau's parading it around.
Right. And another thing is that Esau can't use this for his advantage. Because these other Black Panther movements and his other crap, Esau been using them for his advantage to take a deeper hold on our people, in every single sense.
And to justify and to justify what he does,
right?
Because he could take the Black Panthers and say, "Look, this is why we need to kill these niggas."
Yeah. Right.
They're a threat. They're what the Edgar Hoover said. They was the number one. Basically, domestic terrorists, the number one problem that America had to deal with. Right. So they could say, "Look, this cause and effect." These Black Panthers are taking up arms.
We don't say this for no reason.
Right.
We don't act this way for no reason. See, look how they looking.
Because Esau needs things to justify his actions. He needs to create a boogeyman. He needs to say that Ishmael's a terrorist, and in order to dignify going and stealing their oil, or to say Gad was a savage in order for give an explanation. To put him on reservation to take his land. He got to say that Jake is an animal. Jake is look, they're taking up arms and Black Panthers and whatnot. But when it comes to our game, which is spiritual, he got nothing for us.
Right.
He got nothing for us at all.
You don't know what angle to come at.
Exactly.
Because we're against Black Lives Matter. So they can't come at us that way.
It goes to what we talk about, how you talking Esau on the job. And then he's getting to talk about Donald Trump, and then once you hit him with, fuck Hillary Clinton, lock her ass up too. You put him in a quagmire. He don't know how to deal with you, because now you saying, look, everything's corrupt. Fuck everything. And our sentiment is fuck the world.
Right.
All these movements that involve the world, we're saying fuck them all.
Fuck everything.
Fuck voting. Yeah, your votes don't count. Fuck your police force. Fuck your court system. Fuck your military. We saying fuck. So they don't know. They don't know where to come at us with. Our thing is, our battle is spiritual, and y'all can't fuck with us spiritually. Spiritually, we're the Most High's chosen people. We're the oracles of the Most High. How can you fuck with us? With the talents we've been given, we're gonna use the talents that we've been given, and we ain't gonna play y'all game. When you strategizing against somebody, your enemy or war, the art of war, you don't play to their advantages. You play to your own advantages. Our advantages is strictly spiritual and our power that we have. So we're gonna use that.
Right. You see an average Edomite. Like if I have a conversation with the average Joe Edomite, his sentiment is like, he's gonna be more inclined to his brother in everything. Like in a job, you kind of have a little segregation thing, because you're gonna automatically go with your people. Me, on the other hand, I'd be like, fuck our people and fuck you too. And that's and that's like what? And they're like what? But I thought you was gonna be with your people. I'm like, no, man, that's not my people either. They're the first one to fuck me up, and then you're the other one, motherfucker. That's gonna
when you hit them with, look, them niggas gonna die right along with your wicked ass. It rules out the things of this world. Those buzzwords that Esau likes to always use, they get people minds wrapped up. So Esau got these buzzwords like terrorists. As soon as you say terrorist, it justifies everything you do. Or if you say racism, it puts you in a quagmire. But when we say, You know, fuck them niggas. Fuck them niggas. And fuck you too. Yeah. Now they know we just dealing with logic and common sense and reasoning, you know.
Cause them niggas are the first one to stab you, man. They're the reason why you're gonna be in the worst condition.
You know. They're like their father, the devil, like the Lord said, man.
Exactly.
So they have no
wisdom, no knowledge.
You got to preach it. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Yeah, that's something.
Right. And that's something that, you know, Esau does, man. He uses these different movements and buzzwords, as the brother said, to be able to infiltrate and attack us, man. Yeah. But they don't know. Esau is goddamn desperate.
Yeah. Hey, that's one thing about being in this truth, that you can't really hit us. You can't pull no wool over us. Man. We don't care about your money. So it's not like, you see with that Black Conscious movement, they you know, we gotta get finances.
That whole shit got blown up. That you don't see none of that shit no more. Yeah. You don't see none. I mean, they still got
the NAACP. That's what they got.
Yeah, another thing too. That's another thing too.
That's Esau.
Yeah, ran by Esau. Yeah. Egyptology ran by Esau. You see that, and they don't know every you know, because Satan knows who you are. And Satan knows how to dangle things over your head, like, oh, I got this treat for you. I ain't got this treat for you. Yeah. And they don't know what treat to dangle over us, because we talking shit about everything.
Right. And the thing that we're talking about, you can't touch them, man. Shit that we can't. This is all spiritual, man. You can't touch it. We talking about prophecy.
That's right. That's right.
We talking about prophecy coming to pass, and not only just prophecy. It's like a freight train that you trying to stop. When you trying to stop us. Like we telling y'all that y'all gonna this third world war was gonna pop off. We want to see you try to stop it.
Right.
Try to stop it. We telling you that a race war is gonna pop up. You see the tension. Let me see you try to stop it. Form a movement that's gonna bring peace to the United States of America, to where Jake and Esau is gonna get along. It ain't gonna happen. Right. So the things that we telling you, they sitting there shaking their head like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know what I mean? The Third World War, that sounds about right. You know, there's nothing that you can do. So you got to know that our power is the true power. You know, our God is the true God. Our God is the true God. These prophecies are the true thing, because not only are we saying it, but they coming to pass. So what can you do? And it's not like we're physically out there doing it. We don't got to destroy America. The vibrations that we push forth is going to destroy America. We know who's going to destroy America. Right. We telling y'all, and there's nothing you can do to stop it at all. Right. So you don't know where to come at us. That's Even if you charge us right now, what you gonna charge us with? You know, we ain't out here. When they looking into our lives, you know it. And what they coming up with, hey man, these guys work.
Yeah.
They take care of their family. Children, they law abide. They more law abiding the citizens than these so-called Christians that you push for. They ain't out here stealing. They ain't out here killing nobody. You know, they ain't out here breaking no laws.
Which is great that you said that, because that was the whole thing of GMS's rapists. Man, come on.
Yeah, they watching
If we was out here being rapists, we'd be in jail.
Yeah, they watching.
They would have been CNN special news update, and they would have showed clips of different camps out there going like this. Fuck Esau. Fuck everybody. And then the lady comes up, prominent group, the Black Hebrew Israelites, have been caught in a sexual reign.
Now's the time. Now's the time.
Yeah, sex scandals coming out left and right.
Yeah, everybody getting groped.
Getting felt up.
Everybody, you know. I was making a joke at that with this young lady at my job. Like, look, man, don't be trying to ring me up on a sexual harassment charge. I'm making a joke, but it's just that time that we live in. Right. So why not come out? You know, why not come out with us?
They would have been came out with that, man, and you people know it.
Let me get this scripture real quick. This is same brother. This is justice for Judah, Yahweh. This is Isaiah 55:11. So shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
That's right. But so everything that the Heavenly Father has said is going to come to pass, man. And we're just simply telling you. We're just simply you can't come at that at any other angle than to just listen to it and take it. Because we didn't say it. Damn. The Lord said it.
Who would have known that it was gonna be a word that was gonna bring this bitch down?
They're just word.
I said America got on her left flank, she got the Atlantic Ocean. On her right flank, she got the Pacific. You know what I'm saying? all these things that came up against America, these powers and whatnot. Who would have known that it was gonna be some words
that was said? That's
gonna be some. It was gonna be some words that was gonna break this bitch, man. The most powerfulest nation the world has ever seen in a planet, the most powerfulest empire, you know, and it's some words that shatter in this place,
that's
man.
Right. Who can the Book of Revelation? Who can make war against her?
Yeah, that's what they said.
We through the Spirit of the Lord can make war against her. We're the only ones through the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that can actually make war against this monster, dropping bombs, nuclear bombs and all kinds of shit on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and doing all this and all that and dropping bombs. And
that's right.
At the end of the day, it's to no avail. All them bombs they created can't drop it on this.
That's right. Right. What you gonna do? You gonna kill the Spirit of the Lord with a nuke? You gonna nuke the Spirit of the Lord? Right. So they don't know what to do, man. Yeah. Believe me when I say this, man. Esau is desperate. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Like if you, we can get it sometime tonight. In the Apocrypha where it talks about how the wicked, they said, look, that's all right for me. We ain't got no promises coming, so we might as well fuck them up.
Yeah, I'll get that too.
We might as well fuck them up because we don't got nothing coming.
Right.
So they are desperate, man. They are desperate. Believe me when I tell you, man.
Let me get this one real quick. Yep. This is Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 10.
Yep.
So I prophesied as he commanded me.
Yep. And
the breath came into them, and they lived.
That's right.
And stood upon their feet.
That's right.
Exceeding army.
And that's what's happening, man. And I always said it like this. There was this kid that I came up with, you know, playing basketball and all of that. And we were talking, and he was like, so why are you out there doing that? Why you know? Because he asked me why I was on the highways and byways. And I said, you know what? I said, there's an army being built. Right under your nose, and you don't even know. I got real poetic with it, and you don't even know. I said, what are you talking about, yo? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said, you don't even know. I feel get up and swing your coat on, swing your jacket on. What about that, boy? You know what I'm saying? That's and it's true. The Lord is building up a nation, man. He breathed the Spirit on us, man.
Yeah, some bad brothers being raised up.
That's right. That's right, man. That's right.
Being raised
up. And the beautiful, there's a lot of beautiful in it, but one of the beautiful parts about it is we didn't have no plan to do this. It wasn't in our plan to. I didn't know I was gonna be. Yeah. You know, I knew, like, I had a desire to be influential in some way. Mm-hmm. I wanted to like to share the way I think. And I have a you know, a big thing about that. Like I like to, you know, put my perspective on things, you know. And I always had that desire to do it, but I didn't know this would be my outlet.
I mean, let's be honest, but we was just minding our business.
Yeah. I was
what was Paul doing?
Somewhere.
Paul was sent to by the high Pharisee to Damascus, and he, matter of fact, not even Paul, Saul was on a mission. He said he was going to persecute anybody speaking Yahushua. He was going to persecute man, woman, a child, and the Most High had a different plan for him, man. The Most High knocked him off that horse, and he told him, "Yeah, you're gonna go to Damascus, but you're gonna preach Yahushua, man. You're gonna teach my word. You're gonna spread this new word." And that's what Paul did. So as men of the Lord, you believe that you're gonna do one thing, like Moses and Jeremiah and Jonah, all these other people, but the Heavenly Father has a different plan for you, man. He'll have you on a whole totally different path, and like us, man. In your life, this brother thought he was gonna be a hedge fund manager, man. You know, I remember that conversation I had with him on the kitchen table, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a hedge fund manager. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this." And the Most High just have a total different plan for you, man, because it's all His will. Mm-hmm. It's all His will. This brother wanted this one, so we're going to this. This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 4. It's going into Esau and his thoughts. For the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy.
Right, and that's how you know it's talking about Esau, because everything he does, from poisoning the water, poisoning the air, poisoning the internet, you know, because the internet, like we were saying before, it's a strong vibration in the internet. You know, it can be used for many things to poison people's minds, man. You know, this is how we know this is talking about the devil. You see, because he's trying to take everybody with him. Right?
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave, for we are all born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter, as though we had not never been.
You talking about Esau's ass?
Yeah. This is the. I mean, that's crazy because it was it's not crazy. Well, you know, Solomon was one of the wisest men in Israel, and the Most High put that wisdom in his brain to decipher how these Edomites think, man.
That's well said. Well said. And it's true, man. But you gotta believe that this is happening. They don't know what to do with themselves, man. They don't know what is going on. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to move in on Israel. And again, with this whole thing going on, it's a backdoor thing, man. Let's try it like this first,
right.
You know?
You know what's crazy too? Because there's this video that I watched with the Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and they was talking about painting blacks as the new terrorists, and there was a Congress lady that was questioning Jeff Sessions, and she tracked him up real good. She basically like, what evidence do you have that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, or suggesting that they're planning something, plotting something?
Right.
And he had absolutely nothing. He had absolutely nothing, man. And this scripture came to the mind where it's like to the point where shit is just so bad. It's just like, look, we just want to fuck them up, man. Right. We really don't got nothing on them, you know. They ain't really terrorists, you know. They ain't really doing nothing. But shit is not going good for us right now. America's going down, and we just want to fuck them up, man. And it all goes along with the scripture.
If I can't, that whole take my ball mentality.
If
I can't play, I gotta. That's what they're doing.
What's
right?
Revelation 12 and 12? Revelation 12 and 12. Because he had but a short time, he just come down. You know, just fuck some shit up, man. Why not? And you know.
This is Revelation 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Definitely destruction, because the scripture, when you read the scriptures is talking about times, it's talking about powers, it's talking about nations and rulership. One nation coming down and one nation coming up. So as Esau sees that his rulership is coming down, the only thing left for him to do is use his attributes that he's been given, and that's the deception and the sword. Once he loses his attribute of the deception, which is the combat, the deception is the truth. When you seeing brothers coming out with the truth, his lies are being exposed. So after his lies are being exposed, and you just see Esau for who he is, he's just the devil. All he got is a sword. All he can do is just come down. All he can do is kill some shit. There's a saying in the world, everything looks like a nail to a hammer. And that's all Esau is a goddamn sword. He's a weapon. You know? Yeah, everything. And then his main target is who? It is Jacob, because of that jealousy that's in their heart. When we say it a lot, but when you ride in your car and that Edomite give you that little look, you may be doing your little lean or whatever the case may be, and he give you that little look, it's all spiritual, man. It's in his heart.
This is Jeremiah 15:23. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder?"
You see that the hammer of the earth is Esau, man. Yeah. He's the one nailing shit down, man.
He's dropping bombs and doing all kinds
any
of
type of way he'll fuck you up. The harbinger of death.
Yeah,
he's all over it, man.
Yeah, poisoning our food, man. You know, so that most of these Jake babies are coming out with these Down syndromes.
Yeah, most of Jake babies that come out, especially the firstborn, have some type of learning disability about them, man. Whether you know it or not, that what's that called? The autism. There's forms of autism that make your son appear to be normal. You know, right. They look normal, but they messed up, man. They have learning disabilities, and they sticking our children with this.
Or they come up with that bullshit excuse of ADHD, and then you'll see the learners with a bunch of litany of pills, man, that just makes them worse, coming to the classroom and giving them pills, man. Who does that, man?
If you can, man. If you can, avoid them vaccines at all costs.
Right.
If they threaten you with not letting your kid go to school, all right, well, the nigga gonna learn from me then. You know, don't don't. I can't stress that enough. Do not. If you got the strength to do it, do not let your children get vaccinated.
That's why we need deliverance, man.
That's
Where
right.
was vaccines back then, man? You know what I mean?
Right.
In the ancient world, matter of fact, let's go to the scriptures. Where's the vaccines in the scriptures? The scriptures talk about your son getting circumcised on the 8th day. They don't talk about nothing about no vaccines, man.
Right.
You know, the world
using the natural healings, like herbs and whatever it may be.
Yeah, that's for if you sick. But they
mandating
these children to get vaccines,
right.
which is just goes to show we just need salvation.
This devil went up to China. I don't know if people, brothers who were watching, seen the statistic over there in China. There was no autism in China. Esau went down there, just took one vaccine. Now everybody in China, most of them gooks are born with autism. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them gooks are going without.
He's the him. Read that scripture out. The hammer of the earth.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah 15:23. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?"
Yeah, when this place is destroyed, man, that's when the earth can begin this healing process, man. The earth, the animals, because the scripture talk about the animals having a big sacrifice. So there's vultures that's waiting to feast on the dead bodies that take place here, man. And that's all. It's everything work. We just said this earlier. Everything works to the Most High, whether it be on the left hand side or on the right hand side. Them vultures got a role to play, man. So the earth is gonna begin its healing process. When the hammer of the earth is taken down.
For that. Prepare the feast. Feast is prepared.
Yeah.
Get the. This is prepared.
Yeah, man. Yep. What's it? I think it's
KJV.
I think it's
Matthew's.
Yeah.
No. Revelation.
No.
Should be Revelation.
Revelations.
You want to finish up?
No, it's in Ezekiel 39. No, I'm sorry. It'll come to me. But yeah, the scriptures talk about Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34, I think it is.
You want to finish that one? What you got?
Yeah, that was it on that. Yeah.
Right. Isaiah 34, you said?
Yeah, I think it is. Where it says that
come to the feast of you.
Where the birds can feast. I prepare the feast. I think it's Isaiah 34, 16. Up top.
I think it's Revelations.
It could be. The bitter and the cormorant will feast there. It's Revelation 18.
Yeah, Revelations.
And that's become the habitation of every fowl. But there's a scripture. In any case, the Lord.
But regardless, the earth is looking forward to righteousness ruling supreme. Seeds that on a planet, like for fruits, are looking for the righteousness of the earth, man. Animals, everything, top to bottom, every living organism on this earth is looking for Esau, the hammer of the nail, the hammer of the earth, to be taken out of power, man, and the right people to be put in power. We haven't had a land Sabbath, and Lord knows, no Lord knows when, man.
Right.
You know, so the earth is.
We haven't had a proper Sabbath.
Right.
We observe it, right? We acknowledge it, but we haven't even had a proper Sabbath.
Like in the Sabbath, it's like able to cut you off. Everything is supposed to be quiet, man. You're supposed to feel that throughout the whole earth. Like imagine
no
that.
Cars going by outside,
nothing. No, just everybody rested, man. And just the vibration of that day, knowing that everybody's resting, it's not gonna be nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. You're not used to it. You know, here on the Sabbath day, you got commerce going on. People buying, people selling, people in the market. Things going on. You got to go to work. Like it's terrible, man. It's terrible. Here is the Most High said He rested. You know, after his days of creation, He came in and His people to rest. And you Esau don't even want to give you rest. You know.
You got something, Deborah?
Hey man, sorry I can't find that scripture.
No, it's all good.
But what is that? Isaiah 14 says that the fir tree shall rejoice.
Yeah.
You're right, because
even the trees. Yeah.
Even the trees, right? We got the devil. Ford started over there in the Amazons cutting down. That's where rubber comes from. It's a rubber sap, Started cutting down them trees. That's what gives you oxygen, man. So this devil,
matter of fact, I'm gonna read Isaiah 14:3, and it shall come to pass that in that day the Lord will give thee rest from thy sorrow.
That's right.
And from the fear, and from thy bondage which thou was made to serve.
Right, it was a hard bondage, boy.
It is, still is.
And this is when we during the Passover, which is right around the corner, when we take the bitter herbs, we take that in remembrance of this captivity, because it was a bitter captivity, man. It was a bitter captivity where not only were we made to serve a physical slavery, which we've done in times past, but we were made to serve a slavery and not knowing who the hell we were. Who are we? Black? African? You know? Why them other Africans that didn't get put on the boat come get us? You know, all these questions. That's horrible. That's worse than any physical slavery you can go through. Not knowing who you are. Yeah.
Your heritage, man. This is the only captivity when we actually lost our heritage, man.
Yep.
All the other nations, Nebuchadnezzar, you know, even the Caesars, even the Romans, they all let us hold our traditions, our heritage, but this is the only one we lost everything, man.
Use more?
Yeah. Verse 4.
Close up after this one.
Come. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased, the holy city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff.
And that goes with Jeremiah 50:23. The oppressor ceasing, man. The Heavenly Father is going to rain down that fist, that judgment, and that oppressor is going to cease, man. Everybody's going to be let free, because Esau got everything under captivity. From trees to animals to people, man.
To the other nations.
To the other nations. Yeah. He got oxygen in captivity. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah. You got that fucking oxygen in the ball backling, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Boston crab, man.
Yeah. Oxygen can't even get a damn break with Esau being in power.
Yeah, I got asthma, man. I got asthma.
Yeah, me too.
You know? I can't even run down the block without fucking dying, man.
Yeah, what the fuck around? Esau start chasing you, ask you, what you gonna do?
Fuck, man. Yeah. That's why, that's why we need salvation. I be thinking about it all the time, man. If something happens, like, I'm gonna need the Lord to literally give me some type of spiritual power, because I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So the Most High put us in this position to where, look, you're gonna call upon the name of the Lord.
Yeah,
and you're gonna have to put your faith in Him. If not, I have no hope. I'm dead.
That's right.
I'm dead. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Right.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
That's right.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
That's right.
The whole earth.
Nobody stopped him, man. He just kept beating and beating. Like the brother said, he couldn't be stopped, man.
No power on this planet was able to stop this goddamn devil, man. He went on a fucking tear, man.
That is hilarious.
He went on a fucking tear, man. He's still on a tear,
That's
man.
right. And it has to be the Heavenly Father to do it, man.
Right.
He set it up that way.
It has to be the Heavenly Father to do it, because he said that he wants to, when all is said and done, I'm the power on this earth.
Right.
He said, look, and no one was there with me.
He also said that he raised up powers just so he can throw them down. He raised up Pharaoh for the same purpose.
That's right.
Raised up everything that the Most High does is
to show his power, man.
To show his power.
The Lord is on a power trip.
That's
the ultimate. All right.
That's the ultimate Jake.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, when a so-called black man gets mad, everybody dies except 8 people. Everybody died.
Everybody gotta go.
Everybody died. They say 8, you know.
You are.
No one your bunch.
No. Shh. Don't worry about it. Just tell them they're gonna die and build a boat. That's you good. You good. I got you.
And that's a horrible drowning.
Yeah.
That's a
horrible way of death, man.
You know what else is a horrible death? Burning.
Yeah, fire. Pick your poison. You got all kind of ways.
1,000 ways. That show 1,000 ways to die. The Most High got 1 billion.
Times a trillion. Verse 6. Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
That's right.
They
the
break
whole
forth into
earth.
singing. It's like literally we're gonna sing. And harmony, and the trees are gonna be just waving.
Right.
You know
what I
mean?
think of? I don't know if you ever watched it as a kid.
Lion King. Remember the Lion King?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? When at the end of the movie, you know, they was running into Toontown, and all the trees was going like this.
Yeah, con. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I think of. Yeah,
man. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet and break forth into singing. Yeah, the fruit trees rejoice at thee.
That's right. Even the trees are gonna be happy, man. Yeah. Right now, the trees, they're in they're probably confused,
they're
man.
Depressed.
They're probably confused. They probably, because what you know, the way the synergy works, because our bodies are fucked up and our bodies ain't doing what it's supposed to do. The trees are suffering, man. Right. You know, the tree, everything on earth got life in it, man.
Right. Right,
everything on earth got life in it. Everything on earth has a spirit in it, man.
Right. That's right, brother.
You know?
What did the scripture say? The scripture say, when we do the things according to the Most High's way, that we will be blessed. The animals will be blessed. The trees will be blessed. Everything will be blessed. Everything that has life will be blessed.
Right.
But if we didn't, they will be cursed. That's why the animals are cursed. The trees are cursed. The grass is cursed.
Imagine a zoo.
Yeah.
Imagine a zoo. There ain't nothing more than a minstrel show for animals.
Yeah, captivity.
You know?
What's that called? What's that meat called? Slocky brother. It's a meat called lean. It's basically a lean meat where.
Veal.
Veal. Yeah. Veal.
Young calf.
Baby calf that's confined to a tight space so that there's no fat on the meat.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why you see a lion, a wild lion will attack you real quick. You know, any animals will attack and they're not supposed to because the Lord gave men dominion.
Great point.
Dominion over the damn animals. So that's why in the kingdom of heaven, man, the animals are gonna be in peace with the elect.
Yeah,
right? You see,
sitting there with your big goblet of wine.
They're gonna attack you either way.
It says a calf. It says a lion shall lie with a calf. I don't know if it's directly like that, but basically that's what it says. Maybe you could be able to play with an alligator. Go next to an alligator now, man. They're angry. All the animals are angry. They're angry.
We're gonna get that back, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna get that back because you know they won't feel. Right now they on edge. You know they don't trust people because people have been fucking them up. You know, that pain and stress that we feel, the animals feel the same thing, man. You know, when they see a person, it's kind of like, what the fuck you want, man? What the fuck? What do you want? What you doing over here? And he's snapping at you. Really, they just nervous, man. They don't know what you're gonna do because Esau been fucking them up.
Yeah,
you know,
for sport.
Right.
For sport. You know, the guy to kill a buffalo and use everything in the buffalo. Right. The skin. The fur to the teeth, the bones, the meat,
everything,
you know,
everything.
And Esau got fucking deers hanging up on his goddamn wall, man. Making war for sport. Yeah. Fucking demon, man.
Esau's the devil, man. Sometimes when you allow yourself to sit and meditate on some of the shit that Esau be doing, you know, why the hell did he do that?
Just being a demon.
You know, he's just a devil, man. You can't explain it other than that.
You know, here's the point, man. We're gonna put on this. The fig trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us.
That's right. Esau is the only one designed to destroy the earth,
man. Hey, when you think of a fella, what's a fella? A lumberjack.
Yep.
You think of a lumberjack when you think of Esau.
That's right. That's
Esau,
right.
That
Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, Paul Bunyan. Yeah, you're guilty, man. You're guilty.
So with all that being said, man, Esau's gonna die. You know, the Israelites are gonna be saved.
Yeah, two-thirds are gonna be
two-thirds are gonna die. And tighten up, man. You know, let's do more work. All of us together. Let's do more work and show the Lord that we mean business, man. All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and honor and salutations to those of you who are of the elect. And with that,
shalom. Oh, that couch.
Your body sucks.
Oh.
Your body sucks, man. My back hurt.